I'm Scott Miller, and this is my daily vlog of life in León, Nicaragua. It is the 17th of April, 2022, and that means that it's Easter Sunday, the culmination of Semana Santa, or Holy Week. And you know what that means in a heavily conservative Catholic country like Nicaragua? It means day drinking on the beach. You got it. Today is the day drinking day. Everyone goes out to the beach. The city is empty, it is silent. I'm actually here, it's time for Mass. You can see the crowds going to actual Sunday service for Easter, and the beach is packed all day. Now, after the long week of us being on the beach all week, we are exhausted. I don't know how the locals do this because they're out there all day. We're going out in the evenings. We are staying pretty late, but we're not putting in anywhere near the kind of days that most of the people out on the beach are, and we are wasted. None of us can handle doing anything today whatsoever. It is a chill, quiet day for us. No one's attempting to go anywhere. No one's attempting to do anything. So we are relaxing. I've been doing video work all day, uploading, downloading, editing, the huge, and trying to just relax a bit. Liesl slept like all day. She can get up until 4. Luciana did get up earlier than that, but didn't do too much. Like, everybody is just chilling, even the kids. But the beach is just packed. They said the hotel is not at 100%, but about 75%, which is a huge number for us because we're such a big facility now. So that's going really, really well. After a very successful week, we will have the numbers tomorrow and really know just how well the week went, but we are beyond any projections that we had ever had. And I think the big takeaway for us for the week on the beach is that Semana Santa is busy. This is our first time seeing it as a business on the beach, like understanding the tourism aspects of Semana Santa here in Nicaragua. And of really large import for us is that the number of people on the beach is nowhere near the number we were led to believe. We were told there would be so many thousands of people more than we actually saw. Whenever, if you see any of my footage of people out on the sand, that should have been 4 or 5 times as many people. We were constantly being told that every inch of Las Piñitas and Ponaloya was just elbow to elbow people, cheek to jowl. You couldn't get anywhere on the sand. You couldn't get into the water. There were so many people, and that is anything but the case. Busy, yes, but absolutely packed, no. Now, anytime we went out to the beach, of course, there were streams of people heading back into León or further afield, but coming through León by car in traffic. So there were more people during the day, but of course, who leaves before sunset? Not that many people, because that's the best time of day on the beach. So we're pretty sure we were getting a pretty good sense there just weren't that many people. More than the last couple of years, but not that many. 2017 was probably quite significantly busier still than 2022. But so that's one thing, but in absolute numbers, the total number of people who are in the business, in the hotel, in the restaurant, joining us for activities is extremely good. So that's really encouraging. The other thing that's really encouraging, in absolute numbers, that's important because it means we expect to see larger numbers in the future. Simply, there's going to be bigger crowds, there's more people to draw from in future years. In relative terms, we have a completely different picture. We were doing extremely well, both compared to other businesses on the beach. There were times where much larger, much more famous, huge reputation facilities would have 4 people and we would have 90, for example. At one point they had 10, we had 100. Huge differences in numbers when we were checking, and we would walk down, there'd be some places that were empty, some places with 1 table, and we had people waiting in line to get a table, standing room only for much of the time that we were there. And so that's really encouraging that our relative success versus other businesses is doing really well. Of course, we wish they were doing well too, but it's important that we're not failing or just coming in average compared to the other businesses. We are in the wild success category. The only other business that very obviously, I just found a cut on my finger that's pretty significant. I wonder where that came from. The only other business on the beach that's anywhere close to us is Sua, who also was incredibly packed. Other than that, nobody else was consistently busy when we saw it there. Of businesses like us, it is worth noting Chilitos is not a competitor in any way. They basically, not really, but they basically don't open until we close. So it's a completely different type of business. Basically, we shut down and everybody crosses the street and goes there, and Sua does the same thing. So Chilitos gets everyone emptying out of everywhere else, so of course they're doing okay. But that's great that in relative numbers compared to the other businesses, it's a wild runaway success. And then also we talked to the previous owners, and in relationship to how the business has been doing in past years, looking back at the exact same property, which used to have the 2 facilities, not the 3rd one that we just added, but the 2 side-by-side major ones. Those were there in 2017 at the peak year. So 2015, 16, and 17 were the largest years historically ever for Las Piñatas. Truly, 2017 was much bigger than any year ever previously, and we dwarfed those numbers, possibly doubling the numbers that they had there. So in relative terms, even compared to our own property, it has been an amazing, amazing week, and we had so much fun, but now we're tired and we're done. So Semana Santa is wrapping up. It is actually really quiet in the city. The beach is wild. Later tonight, it's expected that people start funneling into the city. Some people will stay on the beach and just figure out how to get to work in the morning, but most people have to work tomorrow and need to figure out how to get home and get rested and recover from this week this evening. So generally what we're told is that the beach winds down. There's no late night parties. We do have live music, but most places do not. They taper off, and as soon as sunset is done, it is a mad rush out of the beach back, and we'll see how business is after this because just so much has happened, but that's very exciting. We have a cool project that we learned from last night. We tried the live stream. That seems to have been a really big success. We've dabbled a couple times this week. So I've done some research, and I'm really excited about some equipment that I found. We're going to the US soon. I don't think we can bring it back with us. We'll have to ship it through NikaBox, but I'm excited that we're gonna try out some real live streaming, not me standing there with an iPhone, but real live streaming where we have mounted cameras and a switchboard and a wired system, and don't have to worry about Wi-Fi cutting out like it did last night, and try to do some broadcast style live video. I don't know how much that's going to do for bringing in business. Hopefully enough to cover the cost of the equipment, and I think it will. But the exciting thing is that it's cool equipment and a cool project, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And the stuff that I'm looking at getting to play with, the equipment looks really neat. I'm excited because, you know, I like camera stuff and broadcast stuff, so that's going to be cool. That's our day here. Not going to drag it out. Just the top of a great week, and lots of conversations on the community today. Thank you so much. Please remember to like and subscribe. Comment below. That we're getting lots of questions about moving to Nicaragua, life in Nicaragua, activities here. Great, ask them. I do my best to answer. Really excited to have interaction with all you guys. This is really cool. I'm starting to meet you guys. You know, Roberto came out to the beach this week, not from Nicaragua. That's mind-blowing. We're getting found all over. I'm hoping to get business cards to hand out really soon because we're getting lots of people here in Lavo Rio starting to follow us. I want to get the word out at the hotel, but the community is blowing up, and please go out there and share on social media, and I will see all of you tomorrow.